One quote you, but talk about Beyonce.
This ain't no disrespect to Jigga, man through Nipsey, that's my nigga. Don't know if they in the swing, and Beyonce need to let me hit her. Make a piss all on his dick respectfully, her body shiver.
That's one. As a husband, it's gonna be some smoke. Just because you got freedom of speech as a rapper, a poet, or anything like that, don't mean you can go and disrespect somebody without nobody to say something and then feel like it's okay. Now, however, with me being a single man, okay, women are on the market. If they married, leave them the fuck alone. You can't go out there and just say that. That's disrespectful. It's that man's wife. And if you want to say something belligerent, whatever, as an artist, if that's not like, yo, let me hit this man up and, yo, you know I rap, I want to say some shit. Is it cool? Because it's about money. I'll pay you. It got to be something there. Now, if you just bluntly just say that off the grid, you're going to have a damn problem. You can't use the freedom of speech like, well, I got freedom of speech. If that's the case, you can't just walk around disrespecting people's wife. Otherwise, if that's the case, nobody should get married then. Because your wife will get disrespected for being herself, for being a character that she carries. That's dumb as hell, man.
All right. I think a lot of y'all are straddling the fence and gave contradicting arguments. And let me explain why. So the situation is no different than Chris Rock and Will Smith. It's no different. Someone saying something that another person doesn't agree with about their wife. Will Smith took it the wrong way, supposedly. No, it wasn't sexual, but that doesn't mean anything. Just because something's sexual or something isn't, doesn't magnify it, in my opinion.
I don't know. I think, you know what I'm saying, like, we could joke about a lot. I don't know about sexual, like, I don't know. Maybe I'm too possessive, but I don't know. Not sexual.
And I understand that, but you hear what you just said? You're too possessive. So that's something that you have to deal with. That's a personal trait. That's not something that you're supposed to be, though. You can argue that you're allowed to be that, and I'm not going to say that you're not allowed to be that. But then what about Will Smith, and why isn't he allowed to feel the way he felt whenever he did what he did? And that's where people get misconstrued, that they think that just because they feel some way, it's allowed or it should be okay. He is an entertainer. I'm an entertainer. So I'm going to tell y'all right now, I do music. I rap. I wish somebody would tell me I couldn't say some lyrics. I don't give a fuck if I'm talking about your mom, your grandma. I'm sorry, bro. When it comes to entertainment and music, there is no limits, there is no bounds. That's just like a diss track. There is no limits, there is no bounds. That's just like a comedy joke. There is no limits, there are no bounds.
Absolutely
if you don't
wrong.
Like it, don't listen.
I don't
Absolutely
agree.
Wrong, my bro. I'm gonna say when it comes to records and stuff, yeah, it's rap, but there's limits to that, my nigga. They ain't no just coming out straight out the back just disrespecting who the fuck you want. It's about respecting this motherfucker. Like, I don't give a fuck. You talk about really being possessive, that's an issue with your wife. You're supposed to be possessive. If you ain't possessive over your wife, then what the fuck? You know what I mean? It ain't shit. So like a diss track is one thing. It's meant to be disrespectful. Now that's no limits. But an actual rap song, you said some shit like that.
Hold on. So you said you're supposed to be possessive.
If it's your wife, absolutely.
Once again, but you left out the part that I said I'm not saying whether you are or aren't. You're saying you are supposed to be. That's an opinion. I'm not saying whether you are or aren't. I'm saying what is. You said
that he had a problem because of that. And all I'm saying is that, like, for instance, this whole situation, when it comes to what the fuck, I'm a Kevin Gates fan for real. I like his music, you feel? But talk about the man's wife, that's disrespectful. Nigga, it's not a diss track. So
Chris Rock talked about Will Smith's wife.
So when I see you,
yet everybody was on Chris Rock's side.
So when I see you, I'm putting them hands on you. You feel me? I'm straight putting them hands on you. Like there's a line, my nigga. You can't. There's definitely boundaries in everything that you do. The young man now who just died in Florida talk about pull up. I'm about to be at the crib. They get to cross the line. You know what I mean? Like there's lines to this shit. Shit get dealt with. in certain ways. You're not about to just do what the fuck you want when you want because you feel like you could just do and say, nah, my nigga, that's not applicable, nigga, not here. I promise you. You feel me? Like, I don't give a fuck who you is, nigga, on what level you might be. Nigga, it's not happening. It's simple. So in some ways, again, this is your wife. My nigga, put some respect. That nigga, she carried my name, nigga. Put some respect on my name, nigga. At the end of the day.
So there you go. He could say whatever he want. Kevin Gates could say whatever he want to whoever he want, however he want. Just accept the consequences of a man. Accept the consequences of your words. That's all. Say it loud and proud. But whatever come with that, just know your audience. Like Big Nasty said, you know, with certain people it just can't fly. We're gonna have to hash this out. But for some people, you know, like a brother like Chris Rock, they could turn the other cheek. But you just gotta know your audience. But regardless, it's gotta be accept the consequences as a man.
I think instead of saying possessive, it's a protector, right? That's the protector in us. As husbands, it's the protector. Even though they're saying possessive, it goes back to the word protector. That's the godly word, right? So if somebody say I'm possessive, they're saying I'm the protector in layman's terms, right? So the whole Will Smith thing, everybody knows comedian can tell jokes. They crack on you. That's his job to keep the crowd going. In that situation, you know what I mean? Your wife embarrassed you before Chris Rock embarrassed her. So you already had some animosity going within himself. And he needed to check this out. He took out Chris Rock because his wife going around, you know, wanting to get views on her red top table. She disrespected your last name. And you took it out on a comedian who cracked a joke.
Right.
You know what I mean?
See, but that's a perspective, bro. Because at the same time, Beyonce disrespects Jay-Z all the time. If that's the case, you can think of it from a different perspective. You could say that Beyonce disrespects Jay-Z by how she dresses. Yes, she's an entertainer, but she's also a wife. So it's that's what I mean by we pick and choose what we want to judge and what we want to crucify, and then we allow other things.
No,
you say that Chris Rock is an entertainer, and we all know that comedians tell jokes. Yes, we also know that rappers rap lyrics that are crazy. We all know that.
But he also went on.
So why is Chris Rock allowed to do that, but Kevin Gates ain't?
He went on a talk show and elaborated more about what he had do to her.
They asked the question. They asked. He didn't go on a talk show and say, yeah, I would fuck Beyonce. They specifically asked him a question about that.
He answered the question in a disrespectful manner.
Huh?
He answered the question in a disrespectful manner. All he had to do
How was he supposed to answer it?
He could have said it was simply artistic expressions. How just mean artistic.
Yeah.
You could say the same thing 10 different ways and get 10 different reactions. And he chose to go about it in his very special Kevin Gates way. And it came off disrespectful.
That's why Charlamagne was like, I'm gonna stay out of it. Because Charlamagne already know Jay-Z make one phone call, everybody's canceled. Your paper is done.
And Charlamagne live in New York. He live in New York.
I want